Hardik, you can turn on your video as well as unmute yourself. But the meantime, IT, can you please check the screen sharing for Mr. Matthews? How, oh, we have added a wrong. IT, can you please check? We have added Harika instead of Hardik. Please rectify it sooner.
I can't see Hardik in attendees.
He is there. Just 2 minutes. Let.
So I'm able to share the screen. I please confirm if you can see the screen.
Just 2 minutes.
Yes, we can share.
Okay. Okay, great. So let me know when I can start.
Okay, we can start. If you're ready, we can start the session. Hardik will join. We'll make, because I believe he's in the other session, and estimated time was 3 p.m. So he will be joining. We can start the session. Mr. Matthew Joseph is the Vice President, Head of Data Science Lab with the CIMB Bank, and this is the HR's largest bank as well. And he's going to talk about reinventing bank from using artificial intelligence. There is a depth of session of and depth of work which Mr. Matthews have added. And over to you, Mr. Matthews. You can start the session.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. Yeah, great. Okay. So last month I was in a meeting, one of my important meeting in office. So suddenly I got a call, on my mobile phone. So I was in a discussion with my colleagues and my superiors. So it was an important meeting, and then suddenly I got a call on my mobile phone. I accepted the call, and then there was a lady. She asked me, "Do you want the personal loan?" Okay, so this is the kind of calls which I'm sure that all of you are getting. All of you will get probably when you are in an important meeting in office, or probably you are sitting with a doctor, maybe a consultation, or in an important board meeting. Now you will at the wrong time you get the call. It's asking for a personal loan, asking for home loan, all those. Can you see the video?
Yeah.
Can you just confirm if you are able to see the video and sharing?
Yes, we can share.
Okay. Okay. So this is the kind of calls which we get. We get phone calls at the wrong time, asking for home loan, asking for personal loan from the bank. Then if you open your email box, I'm sure that you will get at least 4 to 5 emails, promotional campaigns from a bank, asking for again the same thing: the credit card, home loans, for personal loans. You walk into a shopping mall, you will get there will be the sales guys, executives from a bank trying to sell a credit card with you, and the SMS every now and then, at least 10 SMS you will get from different banks asking for all these product sales and all. So this is the kind of I would say all the banks, if you take up any bank in India, everyone is doing that, right? So they all spam you. They are spamming you. They are irritating you, and they will send you all the wrong messages at the wrong time. So if I come back to the message which I got earlier. Okay, I'm just checking my. Just give me a minute. I need to. Okay. So if you look at the earlier email, I mean the phone call which I received from a customer executive, I have this salary account with the same bank for the last 14 years. And my salary is every month coming to this bank, and I have a fixed deposit of more than 20 lakhs with the same bank. And still, and then I have a home loan running with the same bank. And I pay my EMI every month, last 10, 12 years. So I constructed a house in Bangalore and I have a home loan running. I'm paying the EMI for the last 12 years. Every month I'm paying the EMI from the same account. But still, this is the same bank. They are asking me and calling for 2 lakhs of personal loan. They're asking more for home loan, all those things, which means they do not know anything about me. I have a personal relationship with this bank for 15 years. My salary is coming to this account. They know that they should be knowing that how much I'm earning, and they're asking me for a personal loan. So I have already a big amount of fixed deposit with the same bank, and they know that they should be knowing that I don't need a personal loan. But all these banks, you will also get these messages from the banks. They will ask for all these. They will send all these wrong messages. They will trouble you. They will spam you. All these things. So this is a typical scenario we face. I'm sure that all of you are facing from different banks and these different banks in India. So this is something which we solved for a multinational bank in South Asia. So we solved this using multiple machine learning solutions. Okay, so what we have done is we came up with the propensity models. We built different machine learning models, deep learning models, and then we developed many NLP solutions, and then we came up with understanding of so say 25 million customers. Each customer, what is his preference? What is the product he want to buy? What are his his income profile? So the personalized services we built using different machine learning models for each product. So we built leads optimization. So this is for the campaign management, the leads optimization. So what is the right product for each customer? What is the best for him? What is the best product he will likely to buy? And what is the best product we can recommend for him? Not just throwing a campaign or throwing an email or a call to him. Instead of that, we analyzed his demographics, his product holding data, account transaction, historical banking data, his credit bureau data, his social media behavior, his purchase behavior, his credit card behavior. All this data, we took it and we analyzed, we ran multiple machine learning models, and then came up with recommendation for each customer, personalized service for each customer. And then we give this recommendation to the, and then that's a product. So which is if I have this is a customer, if he has a credit card, he's having a savings account with my bank. So what is the best product for him? Is he like what kind of credit card he is likely to buy? Is it a platinum card? Is it an ordinary card, or is it a or what are the other kind of products? Is it a home loan or auto loan or other wealth products? What are the kind of products which is best for him? Not just selling, but as a partner, as a consultant, I am as a bank, I'm behaving as a partner and a consultant to the customer, and I am recommending to you as a customer. I'm saying that this is the best product with your financial profile and with your income, with your demographics and all this data. This is the best product you should be buying at this point of time. And then we will give you that recommendation. And again, what is the channel which you prefer to receive the communication from the bank? So there are some people who like to receive a call. There are some people who prefer email. I always prefer email. I don't want a bank to trouble me with the calls every now and then, because I may be in important meetings. I don't want to do that. So there are people who prefer an SMS message from a bank. There are people who prefer a push-up, a message in a mobile app, or you give a recommendation when you go to the next time you go to the website or you go to the ATM. So these are all different channels. So we came up with the propensity and then the best channel, which the preferred channel for him. So we identified for each customer what is his preferred channel, and then what is his preferred time. I prefer receiving a message from the bank probably between 7 to 9 p.m. in the India time. That is when I'm free at that time. But there are people who want to receive, who is okay to receive messages at a different time. So for all these 25 million customers, we came up with the right product through the right channel and the right time, and then we recommend the right product at the right time. So instead of spamming every customer, all these 23 million customers with all the campaigns, we came up with the recommendation for the right product through the right channel at the right time, and then we give the right product to the customer. So for that, we developed many machine learning solutions, NLP solutions, and then we have had the social media analytics, the logistic regression, random forest, and nearest neighbor. So multiple models where we developed to solve this problem. Okay, so that's a typical intro case I want to give on this banking. Now to come back to take a step back and look at data science or artificial intelligence. Everyone is talking about data science, right? The media, everywhere, every company is talking about data science. But if you look at the IT services company, right? All those IT services company, most of the IT services company, they're all selling AI solutions in bits and pieces. So are you selling nuts and bolts? That's my question. So if you take the banking sector, there are many IT companies who are developing chatbots and then selling the chatbots, risk analytics solutions, campaign management solutions, lot of such small pieces of solutions. If you take manufacturing or oil and gas or other industries, predictive asset maintenance solutions, then the energy management solutions, energy optimization solutions. There are many such small pieces of solutions. The IT services company, they will build it, they will take a set of dummy data, they will develop machine learning models, and then go and sell to the customers, trying to solve a small piece of problem. So the problem here is, are we missing the bigger picture? So with the data science, using artificial intelligence, we should be taking at a global level. Instead of selling nuts and bolts, you should be selling car. Instead of speaking about nuts and bolts and trying to fit a small piece of business problem in an organization, you should be looking at reinventing and redefining the entire car, the entire business, entire organization using artificial intelligence. And that's exactly what we are doing with data science for this bank, which is spread across 16 countries in South Asia. And then we are redefining the business. So in the next 1 hour, I'll be talking about how we redefine, how we reinvent the way banking is done. So we don't talk about a particular machine learning solution as such, but there are n number of solutions. So we already have 67 data science solutions which are gone live, and another 14 are in progress. So solution is just a tool where, data science, whether it's a NLP, whether it's a deep learning, whether it's a image recognition, we built all solutions in all this technology. But more than that, we look at the entire business end to end at a global view, and then address the problem, address the business, and enable the business to redefine and drive the business strategy. And how do we manage the decisions? So the CXO, the CEO, and then the CEO, how do they take decisions? So we call it ourselves as decision management. So we help the CXOs to manage the decisions, what decision they should be taking, what product they should be in which geography, which country, what product they should be focusing, which product is, what strategy they should be taking, and with the changing market dynamics and the changing competition. So all these decisions are driven by multiple machine learning models, multiple data science solutions, which are built behind. So the strategy is driven by artificial intelligence. Not just, we are not talking about building a chatbot which can take care of a small piece of problem. We are not talking about a risk analytics solutions in a bank which can take care of a small piece of problem. Of course, we are doing all this, but we are doing something beyond that. So in our case, we have a big data platform where 6.5 petabytes of data, the entire bank data, is sitting on a big data platform. Data from the 16 countries of the bank, consumer banking, commercial banking, international trade finance, the entire bank data is on the big data platform. And then we look at globally, we look at with a holistic view. And then we build many business problems one by one. We speak to the product heads, we speak to the business heads, managing directors of each product, each countries, and then look at what are the problems they are facing. And then we solve multiple solutions. We build multiple machine learning solutions, multiple NLP problems, NLP solutions. As I said, we already have 67 solutions which are already going live and driving the business. And then another 14 are in progress, and then many more are in plan. So we develop models to understand the customers, understand the customer behavior, understand the market trend, understand the competitions, and then we personalize the services and products. So that's a paradigm shift in looking at the artificial intelligence or the data science. Data science is not something which, if you are in data science, stop selling nuts and bolts. Think about the bigger car. Of course, you can solve nuts and bolts, but if you are not started thinking about the car assets, the whole business assets, if you're not thinking about the organization end to end, you are missing the power of the technology. So that's what artificial intelligence can do. So let me come to a story of what we have done with the artificial intelligence, using artificial intelligence, how we built the digital bank. So as I said, our bank is spread across 16 countries, and 2 years back, we launched the bank into another country in South Asia. So the typical situation was the country was saturated with all the multinational banks. All the big guys were there in that bank. It's an English-speaking Asian country. So the question before the CEO of the bank was, how do we grow exponentially? Okay, so you know that if an international bank is coming to India, there are different options. One, he can come to the cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and then take lease out offices at the main city centers and start branches there. Heavy investment is needed, huge investment, right? Second is, you can come to India, and if you are very powerful, if you are strong financially, you can acquire a smaller bank like Punjab National Bank or South Indian Bank or any of the smaller Indian bank, and you can acquire a bank. That's option number 2, right? And the third option is, you just start small, but that will take a long time to grow organically. So instead of that, we looked at a different way. We had a tie-up with a fintech wallet company, like the company like our Paytm, and then we tie up with them, and then we acquired their customer data, and we built many machine learning solutions. We built many NLP solutions. We built many income prediction models, credit and preferred customer models, and then we developed all these solutions to analyze the customer base. We used that data of 500,000 customers, and then we grown there and came up with prediction, income prediction. Each customer, what could be their prediction income? What are the likely products they will buy? What are their propensity to save? What are their propensity to take loans? So we came up with the personalized, just using the data and sitting in an office, came up with personalized services and personalized insight for the customer data. And then we ran the campaigns, and then the bank has grown from 0 to 2.4 million customers within 14 months. This is 100% digital bank, 0 branches. We do not have any branches. We ATMs. It's a totally different business model. We don't occupy any bank branches or offices in the city centers in that country. Nowhere. We just have one office in an IT office in a tower. There are some 35 people sitting there, just doing this data science building, and along with the few of the business people. That's it. The tie-up is with the different banks for the using their ATMs, and then there are retail chains where we have tie-up, where we collect the documents through the retail chain, and then the commission is given to those retail chains. So the bank is, and again, when we ran this, when we came up with this customer analytics, and then we analyzed the market and we analyzed the competition, and then we had the different set of different strategy for growing this bank itself in that country. We found that we should not be selling credit cards there, because the credit card segment is completely saturated there. So we don't have credit cards there. Probably this is a rare case of a bank not selling a credit card there in a country. So we don't sell credit cards. That's an insight we found using different data science solutions. We have personal loans and home loans and wealth products. That's it. And then with that, we are making huge growth, exponential growth of customers base from 0 to 2.4 million customers within 14 months. So that's the power of data science. So each decision taken by the CEO is driven by the data science solutions. So our insight, the insight which comes out from our data science solution, machine learning model, that is used to run the campaign, to target the customers and decide which customer need what product at what time. And then the management, the top management is doing the business, and their strategy is defined based on the recommendation from our data science solutions predictions, our machine learning model predictions. So that's how the whole business is driven by data science. So that's the power of artificial intelligence. So I will come to the next one. So I will talk about how we are redefining the banking business. You know that a conventional bank, what's a conventional bank? As a salaried person, most of us are salaried employees. For us, a bank is our salary account. You have a salary account. You have probably savings account. Some money is in the savings and some money is in the fixed deposit. And then you can go to withdraw the money whenever you want. You have a ATM card. You can withdraw the money, go to ATM and withdraw the money, or you can do some online transaction through your mobile app. You can transfer the money. You can link it to your Google Pay, or you are buying a car or a house. You can take a home loan, and then probably some wealth products. That's it. It's a standard package, standard products, which you know how it will be. You do a fixed deposit for 1 year. You know what's the interest rate you are going to get. It's standard. If you putting it 10 lakhs rupees, you will get the same interest rate, and I put the 10 lakh rupees, I will also get the same interest rate for the same duration. There is no change. But in our case, we have redefined the banking boundaries completely. We have services and products personalized for this 24 million customers spread across the different countries. Each country, each person, based on your profile, based on your demographics, the service which you get is different. The interest rate you get is different. The terms and condition of your fixed deposit is different. The terms and condition of your home loan is different. It all considers your relationship with the bank, your credit history, your profile, your demographics, and everything. Even your behavior, your online behavior, your online purchase behavior, everything. We do n number of machine learning models and come up with personalized services for your bank real time. So I will be talking about the real time. How do we do that? So this is a real-time offer recommendation system which we do. So you know that in a bank, whether it's a State Bank of India or a Citibank or SDFC, our relationship with the bank probably is limited to some standing instruction, whether your utility bill has to be paid, your credit card bill, your electricity bill, your water bill, you give a standing instruction, and then the money is paid every month, and then your salary is coming, and then probably you go to the bank, maybe very rarely, right? Or you do a transaction, you open the mobile, you have a mobile app on, banking app on your mobile phone. How frequently you open it? Probably once in a month. If I had to transfer some money to my friend, probably once or twice in a month I open it. That's it, nothing more. So we have changed that concept of banking completely. So we have the recommendation real-time basis. Wherever you are having a you have a financial need, wherever you have to do a financial transaction or any financial decision, bank is becoming your partner, a consultant, a friend. So from a conventional brick and mortar bank, we have redefined the bank and changed the business horizons of a bank to a real-time friend, a real-time recommender, and a real-time consultant for you. So we have tie-up with all these retails, all the merchants, whether it's a movie theaters or shopping malls, or any of the merchants, wherever are there. As the bank, we have the tie-up. So wherever you go, so this is one of these mobile app solution where we developed. So wherever you go, based on your location, using the the Google fencing. So wherever you are, based on your location and based on your profile and your propensity, we will give you the right recommendation based on what you are going to do. So for example, you are I'm in Bangalore today and I'm coming to Mumbai tomorrow. I land in airport and then go to Bandra. Based on my location, my bank knows that I am in Bandra and I am in a travel. So I need to check into a hotel. So the bank will, looking at my profile, looking at my financial profile and my purchase behavior and my status and everything, and looking at the hotels available where the bank already has a tie-up, the bank will give me the best location where I can check in, the best hotel. And then the bank already has a tie-up with that hotel, and then they will give you, since you are paying with booking using your credit card, you will get a 10% discount there. And then you go out from the Bandra to you go to Powai. You want to have a lunch during lunchtime, you will get a recommendation based on your, so the bank already knows that what's your eating habits, whether you like Chinese food, whether you like Punjabi food or South Indian or vegetarian or non-vegetarian or Italian or whatever. Based on all my historical behavior of eating out, bank already knows what is my preferences. So the bank knows that I prefer Chinese food, not vegetarian and non-vegetarian. So I will get the right recommendation at that right time. At during at the lunch time, I will get the recommendation push notification on my mobile app, bank app, saying that there is a half kilometer away, there is a restaurant with very good Chinese non-veg food, whether you can go there and I'll get a 20% discount there, because the bank already has a tie-up collaboration with that merchant. And then after the lunch, I go out and I want to do the shopping. And the moment I get into the shopping mall, the bank knows that my purchase behavior. The bank already knows that what are the items I usually purchase, whether I purchase sports goods or I purchase shopping or some fashion items or dress or shoe or whatever. Based on my purchase behavior, the bank will give me the right recommendation and say that there is an Adidas showroom in the second floor of the shopping mall. I can walk in there and I get a 10% discount there because I am a customer of this bank. And evening when I'm there for the movie, I have to go for a movie. The bank knows that what are the behavior, my movie habits. Whether it's a science fiction, I like science fiction English. So my mobile app recommendation will say there is a 1 kilometer away, there's a movie screen where I can go there and watch a science fiction movie, and I get a 15% discount there. And then I go out in the evening to the bar or pub or whatever. The bank already knows my behavior and my purchase patterns and my interest and my propensity. The right recommendation will be given at the right time. So from morning till evening, bank is my financial partner. The bank is helping me in taking decisions at the right time, and he understands my needs. He understands my interest. He understands my propensity. He understands what is best for me in terms of the budget or in terms of the spending amount. The best so say for example, if I had to buy the shoe, there are different kind of range are there. Based on my my income and my financial profile, the bank knows that this particular brand is best for me. So the bank will give me the recommendation. So he is helping me in taking decisions, and he is helping me in all my financial needs every moment in my life, from morning till evening. So that's a paradigm shift. That's a complete changeover for a bank to become a real-time recommender, a real-time consultant, real-time partner, just becoming a standalone entity which is troubling you with all this, pumping you with all these spams and messages. And if you have to go to a bank and do a transaction, you know that you have to take a one-day leave to get a transaction done. From there, we are changing the complete way the bank is operating. Again, the personalized customer service. So this is another solution you have done. So for example, you are doing some purchases, and then suddenly you get an email saying that there is some international purchase on your credit card, right? So you know that it's a someone is trying to fake, and then somebody is done a wrong purchase on your credit card. So what you will do? You will immediately call the customer care for a bank. So you call the customer care number, and then after 2-3 tries, you get the call number, and then it will ask you to press one for English, 2 for Hindi, and 3 for Kannada, or 4 for Marathi, whichever language. Then you press all that, and then it will go to the next option. For credit card, press option this one. For savings account, press option this. Then for home loan, press option 3, and for all this, you enter all these. Then it will ask you to enter your credit card number or savings bank account number. You enter all these numbers. You look at your wallet, pull out your credit card, and enter all this number. You spend almost 10 minutes to go through the entire navigation, and then finally you end up with a operator there, executive, customer care executive. Then he will ask you the same thing. He will ask you what is your credit card number. He will ask you the last 3 transactions. He want to verify again. But my friend, you already entered all this in your IVR, but they will ask you everything again. So it's a torturing experience for a customer, for a regular customer, and you're already tense because there are somebody who's already done a $200 transaction on your credit card, an international purchase, which you want to dispute. And such an emergency case, to lodge a complaint with the bank, you have to go through the whole pain, right? So that's a typical case of any bank. But we have changed that. We completely changed it. We came into personalized conversation. The moment you call the bank RTC, the call center, with your registered number, immediately the call center executive on his dashboard, he will get, this is Mathew calling, and this is his relationship with the bank. He has a savings account with this bank for the last 14 years, and he has a monthly salary this much coming in, and this is he has a credit card, he has some fixed deposit. All this relationship with the bank comes in front of him, the executive, and he and then he will know more about me also, about my family, about my wife, my children, what they are doing, and what is the next products which I am likely to buy. So immediately the moment I call, the executive get all this information on his dashboard, and then he get into a personalized conversation. So he knows he will solve the problem. For any verification, he will ask for the credit card number and all this, but otherwise the conversation starts without that. So that's a personal experience, and then he will give you. So when you are calling, he will recommend the best product for me, the next best product which I should be buying, because the bank already knows there are machine learning models running, which is already running behind, which is giving me the right recommendation for Mathew. So this is the product, this is his current portfolio, and these are the best products for him at this point of time. So he can do that conversation in a more personalized way. So that's a total change the way the bank is dealing with the customers. So there are multiple machine learning models behind this for next best products. Then the customer dashboard, personalized. So we do the social media analytics, we do the demographics, then we do the leads optimization. All these solutions are behind this. So more than talking about the solutions, we talk about the business. Solutions are enablers. The technology is an enabler. It is running behind. Okay, so that's the thought process, the whole philosophy. So this is another solution which we have developed for some of the South Asian countries. So there are some countries. So in you know that in India, if you have to get a home loan, right? So you go and or a credit card. If you have to buy a credit card, right? You apply the credit card, and then sometimes the bank after a month or after 2 weeks, the bank will say it is rejected. The credit card is rejected, and you call them and ask them. They will not give a reason. The reason is that probably you have a low CIBIL score. So the bank is checking your credit history, is CIBIL score in India, and if you have defaulted some payments in the bank in the past, probably you with another bank, probably you did not pay on time. You have a bad credit history, right? So your CIBIL score has gone down, and now you are going to a new bank. You're applying for a credit card. They will not approve because your CIBIL score is probably 300 around. So that's how the banks work. So you want to take a home loan or a car loan or any loans, they will check your CIBIL score. So that's a credit score. So in many countries, in South Asian countries, they don't have this kind of credit rating agency. So in India, we have the CIBIL. So the same way, there are some other countries in South Asia, they don't have this kind of credit scoring agency, credit rating agency. So because of this, about 40% of the population in those countries are outside the banking. So only the 60% of the population in these countries are doing banking. The 40%, they don't have a credit rating, so they cannot get a personal loan, they cannot get a home loan, they cannot get a car loan. The bank is also not able to give them the loan because they don't have a credit rating. But these guys are very, they are living in a village, they are not poor, they are probably farmers, they own 20-acre land or 30-acre land, they are doing a lot of farming, they are doing business, but they do all transactions in cash. So they don't do banking, they don't do through bank, but they have very good money, they can do banking provided you give them the banking opportunity. So for that, we have developed this alternate credit underwriting solution, which is driven by NLP based techniques and then social media analytics and all the call logs. So this is a mobile app which we developed. So the mobile app will fetch your data from your mobile phone, your call logs, SMS message, contacts, app usage, geolocation, device details, phone details, then your social media data, behavior, your online behavior, and your public data, which is available, whether you own a car, where you are you paying a property tax, or what you are, the data which are available in the public domain. We take all this data, and then we come up with our own internal credit score, and then we approve the loan within 2 minutes. And you apply for a loan, and then you will get an app to be installed on your app mobile phone. The data is captured and all the data is taken, and then pre-processing is done, and then the loan is approved. Primarily, it will be a personal loan. It will be approved. So with this single solution, it's a game changer. Now, so 40% of the population, which were the people who were outside the banking domain, were added to the banking business. So that's a game changer. That's how. So no other bank was doing that, because all the other competing banks, they were all fighting for this 60% of the population who were already in the banking. No one was taking care of the 40% of the population. So with this single solution, the other 40% of the population who are rich, who has the money, who want to do the banking, but they could not do the banking because of the credit ratings, credit score was not there. So with this solution, with multiple machine learning models and NLP solutions behind the screen, we came up with this solution, which brought 40% of the remaining population into the banking umbrella. So that was a game changer. So that's a major strategy shift from a banking point of view. So this is another solution, ATM Cash Optimization. So you know that sometimes you go to a bank, whether it's in Bangalore or Mumbai or any city, you go to a ATM. Sometimes the money is not there. You go to another ATM, then you have to go to another ATM, and then sometimes you are in a very critical time where you want some cash, but you go to ATM and money is not there. So this is a solution which we developed using neural networks and K-means, where we came up with ATM cash optimization. So the solution will come up with the prediction for each ATM at each location, how much money to be loaded at what point of time and how much denomination. Okay, so multiple models were developed, so neural networks and the K-means. So how much money each ATM will consume, and then again this behavior will change from time to time. So weekend, weekdays, the pattern, the consumption date, the pattern will be different. Weekends, probably the people who are withdrawing money will be more, and then salary day or the first few days of the month when the salary is given, more people will use the ATM. When holiday, more people will use ATM, and then the festival time, different month, different, and then again different based on the different locality, whether it's a city center or it's a commercial area, whether it's a residential area, which ATM is there, a nearby ATM of another bank next to that. So with all this data, with all these parameter features, we came up with models where we optimize the ATM cache. So there are different aspects to this. So one is we ensure that the ATM doesn't run out of money, and second is we ensure that we don't load excess money. So you are, say for example, there is a ATM in a residential location or in an apartment complex. You load say 20 lakhs rupees or 10 lakhs rupees in a machine, and in 1 week, if only 1 lakh rupees is withdrawn, the remaining 9 lakhs rupees is dead money there. So just imagine if you are loading that like that in many machines, and how much money is dead money is the bank is so it's a loss for the bank. So we ensure that each machine, each ATM at each location and each at the different point of time in the around the year, how much money should be loaded at what time, how frequently, and that is optimized so that you don't load excess or you don't load less money. So the money, so the ATM should not run out of money, and the ATM, there should not be dead money, more money loaded in the ATM. So that's a solution which has helped in terms of customer experience, in terms of customer satisfaction, and a cost optimization solution for the bank. Okay, this is another major solution which we do, anti-money laundering, right? So I'm sure that those who are in the banking will know that the money laundering is a major legal issue, or more of a, in India also, the Reserve Bank of India has the guidelines to each bank to take care of the protect the banks from all the money laundering. So there are legal implications as well as the bank's financial implications to the bank. So we have this anti-money laundering solutions. Again, we built multiple models, random forest models. So in our case, the case was that the bank has a lot of backlog in clearing the AML alerts. So what happens is, in a typical scenario, you go and do a transaction, and say for example, if I have a savings bank account with this bank, or I have a current account with this bank. So the bank knows that, okay, my salary is this much, my salary is 1 lakh per month, and then if I am suddenly doing say 10 lakhs deposit every day for 1 week, so that means it's 10 lakh today, tomorrow another 10 lakh, day after tomorrow another 10 lakh. So suddenly I'm paying and depositing 1 crore rupees through 10 days continuous transaction. So there is something wrong with that. So the bank will, so such transactions, this is just an example. So such transactions will raise an alert, and these alerts somebody has to go and manually evaluate. So that's called the AML alerts, anti-money laundering alerts. So there are people who are sitting in an office, the bank, and then executives who will manually go through this and then see what is the reason. Is it a genuine? Is it okay? Is it a fraud? and then they need to clear that. And most of these banks, every month they get millions of such alerts. Okay, so it's really difficult to manually evaluate each and every customer, and then each alert. If you take the alert individually, in many cases it may be okay, but if you take it collectively at a customer level, that can be fraud. So for example, if I have a salary of monthly 1 lakh, and if I'm depositing a 1 lakh rupees today in the account, it's okay, there is nothing wrong in that. But just imagine if I am depositing 1 lakh rupees every day for the next 20 days, right? Then there is a problem. So you need to look at all the alerts and the behavior of the customer over a period of time. So that need much more involvement. If you are doing it manually, that need much more involvement. So what we have done is we built random forest based machine learning models which predict the likelihood of a suspicious transaction. So from the millions of backlog transaction where we had more than 350 people daily sitting and manually evaluating that, we built these models and then reduced the headcount from 365 to 120. Okay, so the random forest models will come up and say that these are you have a 10 deciles and then say that these are the top 3 deciles of customers. These transactions are likely to be suspicious, and then the remaining 7 deciles, it's okay, you can clear that. So that's how it helps in anti-money laundering. Okay, so that's a cost optimization solution from a bank point of view. You reduce nearly more than 150 headcount in an year. That's a huge cost optimization. And then in terms of efficiency, where there was a huge backlog of AML alerts, millions and millions of alerts which are pending, and then people used to take 1 month, 2 months to clear that. Instead of that, with the machine learning models, you are turning around within few days time. So the customer experience is improved, the bank efficiency is improved, and then the cost is reduced. So that's a game changer. Okay, so this is another solution which we built. So this is a face recognition solution for branch customers. So the moment you get into a branch, what we have done is we analyze the CCTV video, and then we identify who is the customer walking into the branch. Okay, so that's a solution which helped in customer experience and both for fraud detection and customer experience. So there are 2 cases. One is there are 2 cases. So you know that every bank will have different categories of customers. So if you are doing a lot of big money transactions with the bank, and if you have a big deposit in the bank, you will be categorized as a preferred customer. And then the bank will assign a relationship manager for you. And if you are an ordinary salaried person, and if you are doing normal regular savings bank transaction, then you become a mass customer. So we have 3 categories of customers. So one is the mass, preferred, and prime customers. So based on the customer who is walking into the branch, the CCTV image is analyzed, and then immediately the customer is identified. And if he is a preferred customer, if he is a high special customer for the bank, immediately the branch manager or their designated officer in the bank will get a notification saying that so and so Mathew is a preferred customer. He just walked into the branch where you need to give him a special preference, so that he don't need to wait in the queue. He need not go to the token counter and take a token and wait in the queue. So the manager or the designated officer in the bank can give him a preferred treatment, and he can finish the transaction quickly and go out. That's use case number 1. Second, the similar way, if a suspicious person is coming, so somebody who was historically done some fraud, or somebody who is in the watch list. Now, every bank will have a watch list customers. Somebody who has fraud or likely to be doing some fraud. Maybe he has done something wrong with some other bank in the history in the past. So those kind of watch list customer, if somebody is getting into the branch, immediately our face recognition system solution will identify and notify the officer sitting in the branch saying that so and so person who is in the watch list, who is a fraud likely to be in the watch list person, he has come inside, And so so the bank officer sitting inside can be more careful. So he can do be more vigilant. He can do the transaction with after doing much more verifications. So he can be careful. So that will avoid the any fraud which is going to likely to happen. So this is a face recognition solution which has both the implication or both usage from both sides, from a preferred customer or from a customer who is in the watch list. So this is another scenario where this is another scenario which we recently started. So these are projects in progress, which is not completed. You know that the post-COVID, everyone is talking about cost rationalization and cost optimization, right? So whether it's a bank or manufacturing or retail or insurance or oil and gas, everyone is talking about cost rationalization, cost cutting, and maybe staff layoff or focusing or reducing their business or many things. And many people, many companies I know, especially in the IT companies, they will say, okay, hiring freeze for the next 3 quarters, no hiring, blanket ban. If it is a retail customer or a consumer CPG customer, they will say the banking, the marketing cost reduced by 30%, or the sales staff reduce layoff by 30%. So they do these decisions at a blanket portfolio level, which is wrong. So what we are doing is we do the data science solution. We build data science solutions to identify the cost rationalization or cost optimization. How can you, what products, which product is doing better? Say, for example, for the product portfolio, for the brand, for a bank, credit card, loan accounts, in the current accounts, or the wealth products, home loans, mortgage loans, or the auto loans, or the so the different kind of products again. So we do this, we build machine learning models, so these are in progress now. So we are building solutions which will say which product is doing better in which locality, which area, which geography, which demographics, or which customer base, which customer segment, and which is doing better, you do not cut the cost. Which is doing bad, you cut the cost. So for example, the credit card business or the home loan or the car loan. No, so there are certain segments where the car, even after COVID, you will see the car purchase behavior will not change. Probably there may be a segment where the car purchase may increase because they may be going in a public transport earlier. Now with all the social distancing, probably they will buy more cars. So you should not be talking about cost cutting at that segment, right? So based on that, based on all these machine learning models, we will say this is a decision management solutions for the CEO and for the products heads. So we will give the recommendation, say that for the products portfolio, you probably increase the spending in this segment and reduce the cost spending in the other segment, which is the return, the ROI is less. Same is for the branch. Say you have 100 branches in a country or 200 branches in a country. With all the travel restrictions and social distancing, probably the people in some location, the people may not use the branch. There may be lesser people coming into the branch. So using the machine learning models, we identify which are the branches which is likely to have lower people coming in. We can reduce the headcount there. We can probably redeploy those staff to other branches where there will be more. Or we will have even whether it's staff reorganization or infrastructure reorganization, or even recommending to close down particular branch. All these decisions and the strategies are driven by data science solutions. So that's the whole philosophy behind this. So the CEO is not going to sit in some room and some corner office and taking some random decision. Instead of that, all these decisions are driven by data science solutions. It's all driven by machine learning solutions. It's all driven by NLP solutions. It's all driven by deep learning solutions, based on which case we are talking about. Say, for example, the deposit rates rationalization. You know that in India, the repo rates has come down, and every bank has reduced their deposit rates. From earlier it was 6%. Some banks were giving 7% for fixed deposit. Now everyone has they all Citibank has come down to 4% last month, and now Last week, they reduced their fixed deposit to 3% for everyone. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. So what we are saying is don't reduce like that. Instead of that, you look at your customer. You have 35 million customers. What we are doing is building solutions and say that who is the best, your more, your preferred customers. Who are the customers where you should be giving more interest? Who are the customers who should be reducing the interest rate? So for those customer segment, you reduce the interest rate. For the other customers, you give him a preferential rate, because you should be looking at a long-term relationship. You should not be looking at a post-COVID or next 1 year, because these are all preferred customer who have a you have a potential doing high business with them. So you give them a better interest rate. That's for the the deposit rate. Same way with the home loan or mortgage loan or car loan, anything. So another is marketing expense. Most of the companies will say, okay, next 3 quarters, reduce marketing expense by 25% or 30%, blanket. And you are committing suicide. As a business, you are committing suicide with that kind of decisions, with no backing. Instead of that, you look at your customer base, your product portfolio. What are your different channels? What are your focus areas? Marketing through different channels, digital marketing, your social media marketing, or different portfolios, different products. Which are the products and the marketing campaigns which are giving you more ROI, more returns? There you focus. Probably you don't reduce any spending there. And the areas where you are spending, your returns are low, where you are probably not making much profit through the campaigns, cut down their cost. Probably you cut down 50% or 70%. It's okay. So the decision and the strategy for the marketing and the campaign is driven by n number of machine learning models, n number of data science solutions. So the marketing head, the sales head, and the CEO takes a decision about cost optimization for marketing. He will say there are 10 channels and he has 20 products and 10 geographical locations, geographical countries. He will take decision for each based on the recommendation given by the data science machine learning solutions, instead of blanket cutting 20% across the organizations and committing suicide. So that's the way forward. So the data science and artificial intelligence is going to drive the business strategy post-COVID, cost rationalization, or even the product portfolio. So banks have
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Just to ring the bell, we have 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just wind up. Yeah, just in 2 minutes,
Sure.
I'll wind up, and then we
Sure,
can get.
sir.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. So post-COVID, you need to even reorganize or regroup your product portfolio. So, for example, if you have a lot of travel-related portfolio, travel insurance, or tie up with travel airlines where you are giving a discount to travel airlines if you are using credit card and all. Probably you need to reduce cost there, or reduce stop that, because the international travels are going to stop or reduce drastically because of the post-COVID situation. So using this data science solutions, we analyze the market trend and then probably refocus our product portfolio also. Okay. So the whole philosophy is that don't try to, as a data scientist or as a IT company or servicing in the artificial intelligence domain, do not sell nuts and bolts, which means do not sell small bits and pieces AI solutions and try to solve small problems. Instead of that, it's high time that we help the organizations go to the market, go to the world, and tell the world that, look, I am an AI service provider, I am a data science service provider, I can transform your business end to end. I can help you to re-strategize, I can help you to reinvent your business and grow exponentially using artificial intelligence. That should be the philosophy, that should be the storyline which everyone should be talking. Okay, so I hope it's useful. So we'll get into the question answer now.
Yes, sir. Hello. Yeah, the session was quite informative, and I can see the lots of questions pouring in. So thanks for the session. So we start with the Q&A. So there's a question when talking about personalized solutions. What about inherent bias in your data? Do you think such personalization could be compounding human biases, like perhaps AI not giving certain products to a certain strata of society?
Yeah, so one thing is that we don't develop any of these solutions using dummy data or data which is created. We are working on 100% production data, real data with the real behavior. Okay, so that's a difference. So if so, the model you build on a real data, the likelihood of bias is going to be less. And again, the bias, and when you build run your model on big data and the volume of data is increased, you can always fine tune, but the likelihood of bias will be less there.
Okay. In terms of, so where will be the customer data be stored? Will it be stored in the customer's devices, app memory, or will it be stored on the bank server?
You're talking about which solution?
No, I'm talking in general, like when, like no.
Yeah, so the entire data, yeah, so entire data is in a big data platform inside the bank premises. We have a data center in that, not in India. So we have the data science lab in Bangalore, and the data center in the big data platform is in the bank data center, which is in another country, and we connect through MPLS line, remote list line, and all the PA data, the personally identified data, is masked. So and it's audited by their central bank, like the Reserve Bank of India. There is a central bank and the government there. We are guided by their SOP. So they audit every twice in a year, every half year there is an audit, and then quarterly we have internal audit by the bank, and we have all the all the data security, data privacy, everything is taken care, because we are working on the real bank data.
Okay. So how do you ensure that the customers are not skeptic about personal data misuse?
Yeah, so again, this is legally it is bound by the so say for example, we cannot even send out. There was a case where we wanted to do a mobile app hosting on AWS because that was more helpful for us. But we don't have the approval to send the customer data to the public cloud. So it's highly regulated, and within the bank it is regulated, and nationally by the central bank also it is regulated. So that's the reason, even though the data science lab is in India, they are not approving the data to be transferred to India. So we don't have the approval to transfer the data from the bank head office to India. So everything is taken care and it's audited.
Okay.
So there is so for bank there is a strong legal regulations in place. So it's 100% secure and security, privacy, and even my team sitting in Bangalore, the data scientists, they don't see any of the personal PA data. Everything is hushed.
Okay. Okay, thank you. There's one more question by Harika. Is this the first of a kind solution in the market for leads optimization? If not, what are the challenges when scaling up?
Yeah, so we don't sell out the solutions to outside market. So that's why you don't hear about these solutions in the market or in the media, because this is a in-house. Our data science lab is for the bank, exclusively for the bank, and we develop solutions only for the bank. So that's why you don't hear any of these solutions. Many of them are game changers, but you won't hear about it in the media or in the market or where we don't sell. Okay, so we look at even the leads optimization. It's all driven by the business. So it's not about we are not building a solution and then trying to sell. It's the other way. So it's a top-down approach where right from the CEO of each country of the bank, they want their business and the decisions and strategy to be driven by the data science team here. So when I'm talking to the business head of managing director of the credit card division, he will say my credit card business in the platinum segment is going down in the last 3 quarters. Can you help me? So that's the one-line requirement statement which I get, nothing more than that. And then we, as a data scientist team, we speak to his 1 downs and his 2 downs, and then we speak to his department people and identify what is it going wrong, and then we look at the data, we come up with different models, and we look. So everything is driven by a business problem. It is not that we build some fancy models and then try to sell to somebody. It is the other way. I would say data science should be driven the same way. It should be business driven, not technology driven. Technology is only an enabler, it's only a tool. Okay.
Okay, thank you. There's a question by Dr. Ranjan. If you are not able to consider the credit score and approving loans to the customer, what kind of strategies that you follow to mitigate the credit risk? How will you avoid the default?
Yeah, that's what we have done in these 3-4 countries where they don't have a credit rating agency. So what the other banks have decided is that they said, okay, look, these guys there is no credit rating agency in my country, and this 40% of the population is they want banking to be done. The bank decided that we will not take risk with these people, and we will not give business with them. We will not do business with them. So that is the safe approach for which every bank has done. What we have done is we came up with these solutions which will analyze all these data, public data, is mobile data and the personal data, everything. And then we came up with our own strategy of giving a credit rating. And then we give the loan to them. So there is of course a risk involved, and then all the over a period of time we know that how good is our internal rating and how many people are defaulting, and we can optimize our fine tune our model further. But it's a game changer where we could reach out to the remaining 40% of the population in a country, which in a 40% of population in a country is a huge thing. So that's a game changer, and risk is involved, but at the same time we have checks and balances in place to mitigate that. So it's a combination of technology plus business. So technology doesn't work on its own. So it's a combination of technology plus business processes and the checks and balances and the legal, everything takes care of as a whole packet. The bundle the bank takes ensure that the business is protected.
Okay. And how has the solution worked in case of providing loans with no credit score? As in, what are the percentages of NPA in such cases of providing loans without credit score?
Yeah, I don't want to disclose those kind of numbers, but there are risk involved and there are NPAs there. But again, we don't first time customers, we don't give out big amounts. So it starts with small amounts, and then there are different ways that the business takes care of that. So if you don't have a credit rating and if you ask for a 1 crore of loan, I'm not going to give you. Probably I will give you a 50,000 loan first time, and then so over a period of time it changes, right? So there are different ways which we take care.
Okay, so there's an interesting question with regards to COVID. So
Yeah.
it says that post-COVID, how good will the models predict the purchasing of a customer, because people preferences are changing drastically due to COVID.
Yeah. So you can't really rely on the pre-COVID data, right? So that's why I said all the slides, all the solutions you see in this particular slide, these are all work in progress, which we just started. So the data is just going to come in, and we will be building that. Okay, but the whole story line is that if you are sitting in, if you are the CEO of a company and your board is asking you to cut the cost and lay off the staff, don't just random do that. Don't commit suicide. Instead of that, let your data scientist build the model, take the data for 3 months. Now there is a sizable amount of data is generating now every month. The moment you reach 5 to 6 months, you have a sizable amount of data where you can build really good models and predict what is your focus areas, what should be your products, where you should be reducing costs, which are the areas where you should not be reducing costs, which are the staff which you should be cutting, which are the operational costs where you should be reducing. All that should be driven by the data science model. That's the whole philosophy.
Okay, thank you.
But you will see that most of the companies, they will just say hiring freeze. If you are a company, IT company with 3 lakhs employees in India, hiring freeze means every department is frozen. There may be some department where if you freeze the hiring, it is going to have a huge impact, but nobody is scared, right? So instead of committing suicide, let the data science and technology take charge and give you the right help you to manage your decisions. That's the whole philosophy.
Okay, great. That's a good thought. So there's one more question by Shubham. What is the area of banking domain that, according to you, has yet not been solved using AI, ML, or deep learning?
Yeah, so as I said, I don't build solution for a particular segment, whether it's risk analytics or campaign or anything. develop. So our data science lab is for the entire banking group. So they have business in consumer banking, in commercial banking, international trade finance, investment banking, Islamic banking. So we build solution for the end-to-end storyline. Okay, so we don't have any particular piece of business where I will say data science cannot be done. If you have data, data science can solve the problem. So if you don't have data, you are probably swimming without water. So for a data scientist, data is the water, your starting point. And most of the IT services company is failing because they don't have the data and they are trying to build a model with some dummy data, and then so it's like you create a small swimming pool and trying to learn the swimming, and the next day you go out to the ocean and start swimming, you will sink, you will fail. So our advantage is that we have the whole banking data, 7.5 petabytes of data on the big data platform end to end. So the data is there. There are no departments or business area where you cannot solve.
Okay. So we have last 2 minutes. There's just there are a lot of questions, but due to time restrictions, I'll just ask one last one. So considering COVID-19, how COVID-19 has impacted banking industry, and what are the insights that has been drawn by the analytics?
Yeah, so you're asking about the output of the solution, the
impact,
yeah.
No, the impact of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Then
I got it. So it's too early to predict that. And as I said, what you are seeing in this particular slide, till now it was all solutions which we already developed and it's on production and it's all on live. But this particular slide, what you are seeing is work in progress. So it is too early to predict what is going to happen. Because the data is just yet to come, and it's just getting the data you have, say probably last 3 months data, and it's again going to change, and the situation is going to change, and then it's too early to predict right now. But what I would say is, as every organization, you should be taking that data and then building models. So if you ask me the question after 3 months or after 6 months, probably I will be able to give you an answer, but not today because the data is just started coming in.
Okay, great. Thank you. I see a lot of comments saying thank you. The session was very good and very informative. So as we have reached the time, I'm sorry we have not been able to answer everyone. But anyways, I would like to thank you on behalf of Aegis, and Fiki for your valuable time, and the session was really informative. Thanks for that. Have a good day.
Yep. Thank you very much, and it was really nice speaking to all of you. And thanks for Aegis to give me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. Thank you, Hardip.